Good morning, Mike's Diabetes World, and we're out for our morning walk. Nico, my pal's over here, and yes, I hope you're all having a great day. Today, we're going to discuss what you have to do to do due diligence with your diabetes. Sounds interesting, and we'll be right back to discuss it. What do you have to do? Well, this is just the basis. Your doctor may want you to do something else on top of this. But these are a few simple ideas, tests, however you want to say them. And it was getting just in the bushes a bit, so that's why we're a little bit darker. But the first thing you have to do is stop making excuses. Get them thrown out the window. You need to come up with reasons why you can do stuff. I've heard everything with, well, I don't have the right equipment. Well, get the right equipment. I'm sure every glucometer company you have or you deal with, if you don't have a Lancet, they will get you a Lancet equipment. We are so easily adapt to making excuses for why we can't get things done. And a lot of times, sorry, I'm in the bumpy part of the trail, we just sit there and we're just happy to make these excuses, and we start to believe that they're big stumbling blocks. So, stop making these excuses. Find out how you go about, if you need a new glucometer, get a new glucometer. It could be, if your glucometer is broke, get a new one. It's really not that difficult. You can try the glucometer companies. You can talk to your diabetic doctor, diabetic nurse, and a lot of times they will have ways to get around things and to help you out. So from this moment on, excuses are gone. Find out reasons of how to get things fixed. You're important and you need to take care of you. And part of that is stop believing excuses that you have made up. Oh, well, a nurse told me once that. Well, great. But you know what? I think we can get over that. Eh? Oh. Sorry, I put my breathing apparatus in. And a little sore. Gonna have to put some Vaseline on that. But you see, that's a form of getting rid of an excuse. I could say, well, I'm not going to wear it because it makes my nose hurt. But I could wake up with headaches, and so don't get your hands tied down with excuses. The next thing we're going to work on is start right now. Don't wait. I used to think, well, maybe we should start tomorrow. The AM's the best time to start something. Well, that's not the best time. Your body will work better if you get going on it right away. You need to be able to get out and, get things going. Your blood sugars are dependent on you. So, I don't care if you had 5 jelly-filled donuts for breakfast. Well, your blood sugars are never perfect anyway. And if someone tells me their blood sugar is perfect, and type 1 diabetic, I laugh, because 90% of the time that's not true. So from this moment on, get going with it. Get out there and do your best. Things will change every day. Some days you're going to have a high blood sugar. And if that's the case, then you will have it. But don't say, well, I'll wait till the morning. Because the morning you're going to forget, and the next day, there's always it gets back to our number one. Don't make excuses. Get out there and change. And next is be truthful with yourself. What does that mean? Well, I got so tied up when I started to take care of my diabetes, and that I got so tied up with having the perfect blood sugars. That was my, I was doing great, and that if at lunch, I don't know, I had a 12 blood sugar. Oh my God, I can't do that. But it's okay to have a blood sugar that's way out there. You need to be open to having high blood sugars. And that doesn't mean that, I'll have all these cakes and cookies and but if you do what you're supposed to do and you have a normal or a way out blood sugar, take a look. What have you been doing? Did you sit around the house in the morning? Well, that could be a reason, couldn't it? So let me see. We have don't make excuses. Get rid of those excuses. And my neck, sorry. You need to be true to you. Now, we actually can start now dealing with your what you need to do, what you physically need to do. So, before your meals, now some doctors say, well, right before, like mine says, take your insulin right before your meal, because they don't want excess insulin in the system, and that could start me rocking and rolling all over the place. So some of you may be asked to do it 15 minutes before, but do your blood readings and do them at least 4 times a day. And everyone gets into the practice of doing it just before they eat, which is awesome. And if you're carb counting and your doctor has given you a certain amount of insulin to be taken, then do it. It's going to get into practice, and if you do what you were taught, let's put it that way, start out with that. Next thing you should do is make an appointment with your doctor. And when you get that appointment with your doctor, you should be truthful with your doctor. Don't go in there with the same, well, I want everything to be done right, and I want everything to be perfect, and so on and so on. And come up with a plan that's right for you. That's something you and your doctor need to come up with. And, excuse me, oh, my nose dead. If your doctor says, well, I want it done this way, and, it doesn't really work, maybe offer suggestions on how you could get it done. Sorry, my hands are freezing. Gee, a diabetic offering consult to the doctors. Definite thinking. And write down the plan. Or have your doctor write it down. And then take it home. And I say, sit down with, because usually your doctor will write it on a little prescription pad. Get down there, rewrite that out. Now, don't wait. Don't go in again and say, well, I'm going to wait till I see my doctor before I start taking care. That's hogwash. That is just another excuse happening. See how these excuses set in? It's kind of like, well, I say I want to do something, but I really not sure. And, I'm not going to do it. Oh. Come on. But, you know what? You have got to make a contract with yourself. Hey, maybe, we talked about rewriting out the plan. Well, sign it. And come up with a plan that will work for you. don't. It's easy to fall off. Alcoholics used to call it falling off the wagon. One day you get up and you race out of the house, you forget your glucometer, and oh well, I'm not going to worry about it, I'll do it later, and later never comes. So if you forgot to do a blood sugar, and you forgot to take your insulin, and you're feeling like crap, now maybe take your blood sugar, take correction, and get on with it. I was guilty of doing this myself. I would go off and I would fail at one part of it, and I was so hard on myself that I would not continue. I'd go back to my old ways of eating too much food, and and then it was, oh well, yeah, I can have regular Coke, and that's not the best way to deal. You deserve better, and you need to do things so that you can take care of your body. Now, I've come to the realization, that my body doesn't follow what my doctor ideally would like, but that doesn't mean I give up. Never give up. You are worth it. So, do your blood sugars before meals. A couple of times a week, do your blood sugars after your meals. Maybe once during the week sometime, and once sometime during the weekend. Just to see, are you within the range that your doctor set for after meals? Because I used to get low before meals, and then I'd eat, and of course, oh, sorry, my nose, get so worried about getting so much food into me that after lunch my blood sugars would go crazy. And you know what? That, you get into an evil cycle. Decide what your doctor and you want to do if you have a low blood sugar. What's the plan when you have a high blood sugar? You need to come up with these plans and deal with them. Now, next thing is, if you get into a pattern of your blood sugar always being high, call the doctor. Do this, and maybe they can adjust your insulin over the phone. Count carbs, be open to the amount of carbs that you should have each day, and play within the game. Now, don't be head stupid. And when I say head stupid, I mean exactly that. It's kind of like, oh, well, I got a pair of glasses 15 years ago. And, after 15 years, my glass prescription changed. But so many people say, oh, well, I don't want to spend the extra money. I don't want to. And yet, when they do and see, it's kind of like, oh, well, you know what? I can see. And how awesome they are after that. Don't be discouraged. Don't be head stupid. Be open to new ideas. Your doctor is the one that goes to school to learn things, to come up with new ideas. Your diabetic nurse is also there to help you. The dietitian's there to help you. It's not sort of like, well, it's us against them. Oh, be quiet. It's you gotta be so quiet. So these are just some general rules. Do your testing, record, be truthful to yourself. Come up with a book or a system that works for you for record keeping. Don't just rely on your pump that gives you numbers and keeps the record for you while it's nice and easy. You should keep a record, whether it only be for a week, the week before you schedule to go see your doctor. Get your record book out. Keep your records. Diabetes, while there is no cure, there is control. And control, just like an accountant controls the money, there has to be records. And you need to get out and do it. So, that's it at the end of our walk. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.